first of all, we are talking about 12 million people. That is a population of Belgium, 12 million of Roma who are discriminated, who are not included in the development of their countries. And this is impossible for the Union. This is difficult for the Union simply because it's not acceptable from a fundamental rights point of view, but it's not also acceptable for the economic development of these countries. If this Roma community were integrated in the planification, in the economic development of these countries, this economic development will be much stronger in the future. So this is this approach, which is one of protecting fundamental rights, fighting against discrimination, but also pleading for the economic development of these member states who have large Roma community, that the Commission had in mind when it proposed its communication in April this year. And let me tell you why this communication is different, because the Commission had repeatedly asked the Member States to do something about Roma inclusion, and I must say the result had not been what we had hoped for. And I think there are a number of elements which these days make it different. First of all, because we have in mind targeted action. I mean, before, fighting against or in favor of Roma inclusion was part of a much larger scheme. And it was very difficult to identify which were these measures which were particularly destined to including the Roma in their community. So this is the first thing, a targeted action. I think the second point, which is important, is that we also made, specific targets for the 4 areas for which we ask member states to do something for the inclusion of the Roma community. And these sectors, you know them well. It is education, it is housing, it is employment and health care. And you will find in our communication this specific target in each of these categories. And I think the third reason why it is different is that we have asked member states to make sure that the necessary funding is present at national level. Of course, the EU budgets can certainly complement what is done at national level, but what is important, what matters, is that at national level the funds are clearly identified in support of the inclusion of Roma. And therefore, what we have described in this communication, which was actually endorsed by the European Council, and this is also something new, the heads of states of government endorsed this orientation. Well, what is in this communication, we are now expecting the member states to come forward with in their national strategies. I must say that we will not have achieved this without the strong support of the Hungarian presidencies, which have been very instrumental in pushing the case of Roma integration. We would not have managed this without the support of the European Parliament, which has been very, very strong in helping the Commission moving ahead with these ideas. So what we are now expecting from the member states is this strategies. The Commission will, of course, assess these strategies and will, in the spring next year, come with a report which will be discussed both at Council and Parliament level to make sure that what we have proposed will be translated into reality. So what we are aiming at through this communication and through these national strategies is really making a difference, from what has been achieved before. It's facts, it's figures, it's projects that will be implemented at national level with the help of the Commission, with the help of the World Bank as well, to make sure that the situation on the ground will be different. And what we intend to do once we have assessed these strategies is, of course, to monitor the results of these national strategies, and this we will do with the Fundamental Rights Agency in Vienna. We will help us collecting the statistics for the concrete result we are expecting for. So I'm certainly asking all the representatives of member states here to make sure that their authorities are in a position to deliver in a couple of weeks this national strategy we are longing for. And again, I hope for the continuous support of the Parliament and all of these foundations where you are doing this extremely useful work to together make a difference on the ground. Thank you.